Namaste, Suswagatam, and a very warm welcome to you all. My sincere pranam to Param Pawan Dalai Lama ji, Param Pujya Sarasanga Sangh Chalak, Rashtriya Samsevak Sangh Dr. Mohan Rao Bhagwat ji, Param Sardheya Sri Ashok Singhal ji, Sangharakshak Vishwa Hindu Parishad, Honorable Justice C.V. Vigneswaran, Chief Minister, Northern Province, Sri Lanka, Sri Raghav Reddy, President, Vishwa Hindu Parishad, all dignitaries, including ministers, parliamentarians, diplomats, scientists, educationists, spiritual leaders, professionals, leaders in various fields, including trade and industry, heads of various Hindu organizations, and my colleague, Sri Naresh Kumar. I convey my humble respect to Swami Vigyananand ji, who motivated us to actively participate in this World Hindu Conference. The idea of organizing the World Hindu Congress by World Hindu Foundation was conceived 5 years back in the year 2009. Thereafter, it was decided and announced in VHP ICM December 2010 in Kesav Srishti, Mumbai, that the World Hindu Congress will be convened in the year 2014. Today is therefore a historic day for all Hindus, and as rightly pointed out by Swami Vigyananand ji, the year 2014 is indeed a historical year for the Hindus world over. The principal objective of organizing the World Hindu Congress is to provide a global platform for Hindus from all walks of life to deliberate and formulate strategies to meet various challenges being faced by Hindu throughout the world, and to devise policies and programs for developing the Hindu society. Swami Vigyananand ji just now clearly emphasized that for the Hindu society to move forward, our philosophy should be strategically projected to influence the crucial area such as economy, education, media, and politics. In this regard, 7 pillars of Hindu society have been identified to take the Hindu society forward. Accordingly, we are organizing 7 conferences dealing with economy, education, women, youth, media, organizations, and politics. As we all know, during the ICM 2010 in Mumbai, Pannalal Bhansali was made the coordinator of the World Hindu Congress 2014. As he was the only member of the current organizing committee present there. Thereafter, the first planning meeting of World Hindu Congress took place at the Ekal farm of Sri Naresh Jain in New Delhi in February 2011. Sri Jain was announced as the joint co-coordinator in that meeting, and subsequent meetings also took place there. Initially, it started as a small team, but over the years, the team expanded. The first program of World Hindu Economic Forum in New Delhi was supported by Sri Avdesh Goel, one of our organizing committee member. Sri Arun Bajaj, my very close friend, joined the team thereafter. And this was a big booster for the organization. He also became the convener of the steering committee of the World Hindu Economic Forum. The hard work undertaken by my friends at the organizing committee led to the organization of a number of conferences during the last couple of years. to prepare ourselves for the World Hindu Congress 2014. The important conferences organized in this regard are World Hindu Economic Forum in Hong Kong 2012, World Hindu Economic Forum in Bangkok, Thailand 2013. My colleague in World Hindu Economic Forum Steering Committee, Sri Sohan Goenka, Dr. Manoj Motwani, and Sri Sushil Saraf hosted these forums. And fortunately, all of them are present here today. In addition, 5 regional economic forums were organized in UK, Malaysia, USA, Fiji, and South Africa between 2012 and 2014. World Hindu Women Conference in Bangalore 2012 by Srimati B.L. Ramaratna, our organizing committee member, and then World Hindu Economic Forum in Bangkok, World Hindu Youth Conference in Bali, Indonesia in 2013, on the occasion of Swami Vivekananda's 150th birth anniversary, which was coordinated by Sri Bhavin Davadra. Hindu Education Conference in New Delhi 2013, which was coordinated by Dr. Nachiketa Tiwari, organizing committee member. At the outset, when we were planning to hold the World Hindu Conference, our aim was to bring together a group of leaders from around the world to form a think tank. As already told to you, our target was 1,500 delegates from 14 countries, and now we have almost 1,800 from 50 countries. With regard to thumping success of the World Hindu Congress 2014, I wish to mention some significant points which come to my mind. In recent years, this is the first time ever that delegates from over 50 countries are participating. An important achievement of the World Hindu Congress 2014 has been to enlarge our linkage with the various countries. As a result, today we have participation from more than 50 countries. In this process of integration, it is a matter of great delight that we have been able to find and establish linkage with the Hindus in Vietnam. You will be surprised to know that Hindus are still surviving in Vietnam after 400 years of facing extinction. A very hearty welcome to the Hindus from Vietnam who are here with us. We have also invited Yazidis, our forgotten brothers, facing genocide and extinction, to be part of this conference. The Hindu community of the world stands in solidarity with Yazidis in their time of crisis. I am confident that in future you would be able to locate groups of Hindu surviving and keeping our dharma alive in other parts of the world and establish link with them. Our aim should also be to establish more active links in the countries like Cambodia, where the Hindu temples still exist. At this time of the year, in the month of Kartika, when the sea is calm, our ancestors from Banga, Kalinga, and Dakshin Bharat used to go to Java, Bali, and Sumatra, and other countries in Southeast Asia for trading. In the process, Hindu Dharma developed in these island countries. We all know that now there have been initiatives to revitalize the Hindu philosophy in these countries. One of the objectives of the World Hindu Conference 2018, to my mind, should be to establish stronger bond between the Hindus of Bharat and the supporters of Hindu in Southeast Asia. In any organization today, the youth and women are the most important segment of the members to carry forward the philosophy. I am therefore delighted to mention here that our committee decided to subsidize the registration fee for these two groups at World Hindu Congress 2014. Besides, we will be honoring two well-known leaders of our community in this inaugural session for their lifelong services to the community. I am proud of all our 7 conference coordinators who did an excellent work, including identifying speakers, subjects, etc. This will contribute to success of this Congress. The reception committee under the chairmanship of Sri G.D. Goyal and Sri Sushil Singhal has made excellent arrangements with regard to logistics, food, hospitality, etc. While I was in Calcutta, my colleague Sri Naresh Kumar, as Vice Chairman of the Organizing Committee, provided leadership in coordinating everything possible. Our two patrons, Sri Lakshmi Narayan Goyal and Sri Subhas Agarwal, supported our team wholeheartedly. As the Chairman of the Organizing Committee, it is my pleasant duty to congratulate the entire team of World Hindu Congress, including all volunteers, for making this momentous task possible. As you all know, the next World Hindu Congress will be organized in 2018, and I am confident that we will be pleased to witness a lot of new developments by then. I am humbled and have great respect for all the delegates from over 50 countries for taking time from their busy schedule and traveling to New Delhi at their own cost. This demonstrates the interest of all of you to carry forward the philosophy of Hindu Dharma and contribute to the its spread world over. My special gratitude to all speakers and chairpersons for sharing their knowledge and expertise. I have a firm belief that this World Hindu Congress will be a turning point for Hindu community and Hindu resurgence. You all will be pleased to know that well-known economists, academicians, business people, Hindu leaders, and eminent scientists such as G. Madhavan Nair, Dr. Vijay Bhatkar, who have brought laurels to our whole Hindu community and nation as a whole, are part of this moment. They are here today with us, and I am confident that we will find many more luminaries at the World Hindu Congress 2018. I would like to end my address with a quotation by Param Pavan Dalai Lama ji. Old friends pass away, new friends appear. It is like the days, an old day passes, a new day appears. The important thing is to make it meaningful, a meaningful friend or a meaningful day. Friends, today is another important day of World Hindu Conference 2014, and let us all endeavor to make it meaningful and more meaningful for Hindu Dharma. Thank you. Namaste.